Hey my dear third standard students, how have you been? I Rohan sir welcome you once again in the science lecture. My dear boys and girls, I hope that you all are doing great in your studies. I hope that you all are watching the lectures properly. Properly, I mean to say is, sometimes when I explain you the chapter, I suggest you at the end to watch the explanation video at least 2 times, so that whatever concept I have explained it to you, if you will revise it twice, one thing will happen, that at least you will read it 2 times. So firstly, reading will happen, secondly, revision will happen at the same time, and then when you have to solve the objectives, you will be able to solve it. And by solving the objective, I mean to say is, you are also preparing for the exam. That means when you are solving the objectives and when you are able to answer it on your own, that means you are halfway there for the preparation of exam. My dear little champs, welcome once again in the science lecture. If you have watched the previous lectures video, you must be knowing that the explanation of our chapter number 13, the sun, moon and stars, is over. Now you must be thinking, what are we going to do, right? No, because you already know what have we started. Just when we ended up with the explanation part, just when we finished the summary points reading, then you know that we have started with the textual exercises, in which objective question number 1 and sub question A we have solved, which was fill in the blanks. Now what are we supposed to do today? Let's have a look. So we will solve the textual exercises more, whichever exercises are left from the textbook. As you know that textual exercises are to be written in your fair notebook, so that will be done. So these exercises will only contain the objective part, because you know that most of the time question answers I send you in the PDF file, so that you can complete it once you complete the objectives from the lectures. Students, it is my humble request to even inform your friends to at least watch the lecture once, so that they will have all the data, the theory part which they have to complete in the fair book. Now again, if you do not watch the theory lectures, what will happen? During the time of exam, you will have to call me up or call your follow-up teachers up, and you have to ask them for the PDF file. So this is not the method of learning. The correct method is to be in the lecture and to complete the work. So we are going to do objective part for the textual exercise of chapter number 13, which starts from page number 133. So please open it if you have the textbook. Certain instructions I wanted to give you before we start any further. Write all the details of the answer in rough book. That means which main question is there, which sub question is there, answer number, everything should be written. And it is very compulsory for you to write the answer either in your rough book or in your textbook. I mean to say is, answer should be there with you. This will only happen if you watch the lecture carefully. Please try to find out and think for the correct answer whenever I start the countdown or counting, because that is the time there, though in these many seconds you can test your knowledge, that how much can you recollect the answer in the given time. If you are able to recollect the answer, if you are able to get the answers on your own without the help of even the book, that means really you have watched the explanation video very properly. Only then will you be able to find the answer in the given time, because the given time is no more than 5 seconds or the countdown, right? So let us get started. Please be ready with your rough book and your textbook. You already are ready. I know if you have watched the previous lecture, because in the previous lecture at the end I asked you to be ready for the next lecture and all the stationery stuff needed for the same. Let us get started. I hope that you have written all the date and everything in your rough book, even in your textbook, keep the habit of writing the date beside the heading whenever on whichever day we solve. Now I'm going to display the textbook page 133. So students, this is page 133, in which yesterday, if you remember, we have solved first question, question A. Fill in the blanks with the correct words, in which you also were getting the options for each question in the brackets. Now we're going to start with the new question from the main question 1. The new question is question B. Write T for the true and F for the false statements. And I hope that you are ready for the same. If you are having the textbook, you can note down the answers in the given spaces. If you do not have textbook, you don't at all have to worry about that. You know that PDF files are sent to you in the group. You have to just note down the answers, have to read the question, have to understand the question in the lecture, so that later you can note it down in your fair book with the questions from the PDF file. So let's get started with question B. Write T for the true and F for the false statement. That means true or false. And I hope that instructions given in the beginning of the lecture is clear in your mind. So in the given time, you will try to think about the correct answers. Let's get started here. Question 1. There are many craters on the moon. For understanding this statement, you need to understand the word craters. You already know what moon is. Craters means the holes, the big holes on the surface of the moon is known as craters. Now, solve it by yourself. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What will be the correct answer? Are there the craters on the moon, on the surface of the moon? Yes, there are indeed. So we will just write T for the true statement. Okay, even the photo of craters was given. If you want, I can show it to you again. And here is the picture of craters on the moon. So this proves that the statement given was true. Now my dear students, second one. Neil Armstrong was the first person to land on the moon. Is it true? Neil Armstrong was the first person, no other person stepped before him on the moon. So your time starts now, think about it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Is this the true answer? Yes, it is true answer. If you remember, I even have shown the picture of Neil Armstrong when I was explaining to you about it, because it was even given in the fact file in your textbook itself. So I hope that you remember the picture of Neil Armstrong and his picture when he was standing on the moon, surface of the moon. And this is only the reason why I showed you the picture, because sometimes visual things are much more remembered for the longer time than the read things, than the things you read. Okay, I hope that you have written the same answer for both of these questions. If not, please change your answer. And I hope that now you know why these statements are true. Number 3. New moon looks big and bright. So your time starts now. Think about the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now the correct answer is false. The picture of the faces of the moon is given in your book. Clearly you can see and you can answer this statement. So new moon does not looks big and bright. Number 4, all stars are huge balls of fire. Is this true or false? All the stars are huge ball of fire. Think about it. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So what is the answer according to you? Anyways, this is true. Now you know that stars are really the huge ball of fire. It is not that only sun is the biggest star. Sun is the biggest star only for our Milky Way, only for our family of solar system. But outside there are millions of other galaxies in which sun might be considered as just a speck of the object. And I even shared you that I have watched many videos related to this on the YouTube. You can just gain a lot of information in the animation format from the YouTube videos, and the videos are even many a times we can see in the Discovery Channel, Discovery Science. So keep watching the meaningful things and the useful things from your internet. Now, number 5, we can see the moon and the stars in the sky using a microscope. So is this true or false? Your time starts now. Think about the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, what answer did you get? True or false? We can see moon and the stars in the sky. That is true. Using what? Using telescope and not microscope. Here telescope is given. And on page number 131, full telescope's description is given, that Lepage scientist found it, and so on. Many more information points are given. Anyways, this statement is false. Let us write the answer here. So question B is over. Let us move towards the next question, which is again very interesting question. Question C, choose the correct option. I hope the students who are writing in the rough book, they are giving the proper heading and they were writing the answers for true and false. As you already have the PDF file, you can jot down the questions from the PDF file later on. So here we go. Please be ready with your pencils and your books. Number 1. Which of these is not a planet? Options are Earth, Orion, Uranus, Neptune. So out of these 4 options, 3 will be the planet, the name of the planets, and 1 is not a planet. Find out which is the correct answer here. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you get the answer, students? Okay, then which one is not a planet? Uranus? No, it is a planet. Neptune? It is also a planet. How about our Earth? Now you might be laughing, sir. Shut your mouth. Earth is planet and we are living on the Earth, right? So which one is not a planet? Obviously Orion. Orion means the hunter. It is a constellation, not a planet. It is a name given to the constellation, right? I hope that you have selected the same option. Okay, moving on to number 2. Which of these is a constellation? Okay, now you have to find out which of these is a constellation from the options. The Hunter, Kepler, Galileo, all of these. Constellation means, you know, the group of the stars which forms the specific pattern design in the sky. So which of these is the name? That means only one name is correct. All the other 3 options will be incorrect. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What answer did you get, students? Obviously hunter, because those who are watching the lecture carefully with 100% attention, just before this question when I was discussing about the Orion constellation, I told you that it is the hunter. So you should remember that what we have discussed before the couple of seconds. Okay, number 3. Who among the following is not an Indian astronomer? All the names given here are the names of the astronomers. But which of this is not Indian astronomer? 3 options are for the Indian astronomer. That means the 3 names given from the 4 options will be the names of Indian astronomer. 1 is non-Indian. Find it out. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So, which is the correct answer? Which of the following is not an Indian astronomer? Obviously, Kepler. Yes. So, because Johannes Kepler was the German astronomer, not an Indian. Whereas Aryabhata, Bhaskara, Varahamira, these are the names given in your textbook on page number 132. These are the Indian astronomers. Let's move towards the next question, number 4. Which of these is not true about the moon? First of all, before discussing it, students, those who are writing in a rough book, you really have to cop up with the lectures and the answers. Please write the answer number, option and option letter properly. That is option B, Orion. So option B, you have to write B properly. Okay. Question 4. Which of these is not true about the moon? From the following statements of the options, any one statement regarding the moon is incorrect. Let us read the option first. There are many holes on the moon. There is no air on the moon. It does not have light of its own, or there is water on it. Just read it, find out which is not true statement regarding the moon. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, your time is up. Did you find which statement is incorrect for moon? Option D. Now you see there are holes on the moon which is known as craters. It does not have its own light. You know that this is what Aryabhata even said 1500 years ago. Now our scientists have found the evidence for the same. Anyways, it reflects the light of the sun. There is no air on the moon. Obviously there is no air on the moon, and that is why it was written that the footprint of Neil Armstrong, the first person to step on the moon, will not be vanished, will not be erased, will not fly away, because there is no air, as well as there is no water on it. That is why this statement is not true, because here it is written there is water on it. No, there is no water on the moon. Otherwise we human beings would have gone there to live with oxygen cylinders. Jokes apart, question 5. Which of these is not a phase of the moon? Okay, now you might be knowing the phases of the moon. You might have seen the pictures on page number 130. So, which of these is not the name of any phase of moon? New moon, no moon, crescent, or full moon? So, your time starts now. Try to find out the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So, which option did you select? The option which you selected is crescent or full moon. then your answer is incorrect. No moon is the correct answer here because there is no face of the moon called as no moon. So I hope that you have selected the same answer. I hope people, those who are writing in the rough book, they have written the answers properly till now. Okay, question 6. Which is the largest planet? Options are written: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Mercury. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. So, which is the largest planet? Saturn is the largest planet? No, it's just that Saturn has a ring, so it gives it the huge look. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet, but not even in the comparison of Sun. No family member is bigger than the Sun. This is what you have to remember for our Milky Way family. Anyways, I hope that you have selected the same option, as even the picture of Jupiter is there on the very second page of the chapter, where the chapter starts from, that is on page number 129. And even it was written on the fact file on the same page that Mercury is the smallest planet and the Jupiter is the largest planet. So here I hope that you remember this fact file which we have discussed. Now moving on to number 7. Which of these is not true about moon? I hope, my dear students, you are able to understand the format. You are not copying the answers from the books. At least you are trying to recall whatever we have understood, whatever we have discussed from the chapter. And whichever answer you are able to answer it properly, that means you have to understand that you never have to learn that answer, because you have understood the concept and then you are able to understand the question and able to give the answer. So that will be more convenient, I would say, rather than learning. If you understand it and if you are able to answer it, nothing will be better than that. Now, which of these is true about the moon? Options are: it moves around the earth, it changes its shape, it has craters, or all of these. So options are here. Try to read the question properly. You might be misguided. That is why this MCQ system is there, where you get multiple choices and you get puzzled, you get confused. But still you have to take the firm decision. So your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So let us see what is the answer. I hope that you have tried to find out the answer. The correct answer here is all of these, because you know all these statements, that it moves around the earth. Yes, very first time when I took the topic moon, I explained you that like our earth planet moves around the sun, similarly satellites moves around the planet. As moon is our satellite, it moves around the planet earth. This is very clear, and that is why we can see the faces of the moon, because not at the same time we see the same size of the moon in all the parts of our earth. And if you say it has craters, So yes, it has craters. And I even showed you the picture for that just in the first part of the lecture when we were solving MCQ. Just when we were solving true or false. It changes its shape. Many of you might be confused now. It changes its shape. How is it possible? Yes, it does not change the shape really, but it appears in the different shapes, right? So this means the same. That is why all of this option is correct. Next question is, what is the group of stars that make a pattern called? Don't you know that? Anyways, options are written: telescope, constellation, astronomer, satellite. Try to think about the correct answer. This is the easiest one. Your time starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What is the correct answer according to you? Is it astronomer? Group of stars that makes the pattern. Is it astronomer? No. Is it telescope? No. Through the telescope we are able to see the stars in the moon. Is it a satellite? Obviously not. Is it a constellation? Yes. Just again in this part, the first part of this chapter, I told you that constellation means it forms the proper design. The stars forms the proper pattern. It is known as constellation. Two of the examples with the pictures of the same is given in your textbook. So with this, our lecture for today is ended. I hope that whatever was written, marked, is also done from your side. Please also make sure that every single thing should be completed in your fair books. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Take care of your health and yourself, and also be ready with your books for the next lecture.